One step beyond you. Only one step, only one step, one step beyond you. Only one step.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. It's your girl, Erica Lynn, and welcome to One Step Beyond You, home of motivation and inspiration. You guys know that each week I bring you different topics that will inspire you, but motivate you onto the next level of your life. Right? Was that an exciting greeting this morning, you guys? I'm feeling good. I've been pretty busy, but I still get up every morning, every Friday morning, just to come and hopefully be a blessing to you all. You know, last week we did part 1 of goal setting. And part 1, although I started working on part 1 on one area of setting your goals, God just led me to discuss the relationship aspect of setting your goals. You guys remember that we talked about setting your goals, possibly getting married at the age of 35, and you do all the things that you need to do to prepare yourself for getting married. However, if you're dead set on your goal of getting married at age 35 and the cards and everything is not aligning and you're forcing it, and so you force yourself into a bad situation even though everything didn't line up for you, then that goal, like if you make the wrong choices and wrong decisions, then that could be like the wrong goal for you at that time, or possibly making an adjustment to it. So there's no wrong thing or nothing wrong that you can do if you make an adjustment to your goal. So don't be so dead set on your goal that if you don't attain it at that particular date, time that you set it, then just be flexible to make an adjustment, because you will reach your goal. You just didn't necessarily reach it on that date and time that you set for yourself. And if that man, woman was not the man or woman that God had planned for you, but you said, like, I had this goal that I got to be married by 35, and you know, you marrying Pookie or Bebe, but not the man that God or woman that God sent to you, then maybe you need to rethink that age frame that you set for yourself on being married at 35. But this week we're going to focus on part 2 of setting your goals. And last week I had asked a couple of questions. What do you want to accomplish? What is the best way to get there? What is the shortest distance on getting there? What is the longest distance that it's going to take? And how do you do it in a frame of time management? Like, again, we just focused on it again about setting your goals in a timely manner. And if you don't reach them at that time, don't be afraid to just extend it out a little bit, because it's not a wrong way. It's not a right or a wrong way to do it. It's the way you want it done and the way God puts it through you so that it pours out and it accomplishes, you're able to accomplish your goals. So why set goals? Goal setting is powerful. It's a powerful process for thinking about your ideal future and motivating yourself to turn your vision of the future into reality. The process of setting goals helps you to choose where you want to go in life. By knowing precisely what you want to achieve, you know where you have to concentrate your efforts. You'll also quickly spot the distractions that can so easily lead you astray. So, like we talked about in the relationship goals, you have a man or a woman that you're dating, but the distraction always walk by in the frame of a sexy young lady or a handsome man that was not part of the plan. So you can't get distracted. And even in business goals and life setting goals, sometimes you could set goals in your life to be to buy a house, or to your career is to go to college, get married, buy a house, have kids. But sometimes you get distractions. Things come out of order. You might get pregnant when you're in college. You might not find that mate that you want. You might not graduate from college when you want to graduate from college. These are all distractions sometimes that try to deter you from your goals. But all that happens in life. Like, I've been distracted. You've been distracted over and over again. But what do? You adjust. You think about it. Okay, this is the end game of what I want to achieve, but how can I adjust my goals? How can I go around these distractions so that I'm adjusting my goals? But when you think about how to set your goals, I want you to first consider what you want to achieve and then commit to it. Set SMART goals. You guys heard about the SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goals that motivate you. So these goals, I want you to write them down. They make you feel tangible. When you write your goals down, they make you feel tangible. Then place the steps then plan the steps you must take to realize your goal, and cross off each one of them as you work through them. So we always talk about, and I share with you guys plenty of times how I have my goals written on the wall, and as I go through my goals, I cross them off. And I have 2 separate boards: long-term goal and short-term goals. And so the short-term goals are short goals that's helping me reach to my long-term goals. And so I encourage you guys to get boards and write them down. Write your long-term, write your short-term goals. And even if you need to write them in a notebook and keep them in your purse or your wallet or your folder, so you can really look at them every day. That way, when distractions come or you get a little off focus, that all you need to do is just look back at the goals that you set for yourself so that you can stay on track. Good morning, everybody. I'm so glad that you all joined me this morning. I know it's early Friday morning, and I know you guys just love waking up, getting up, hearing my voice, and that's the goal that you guys probably set for yourself, that every Friday morning at 7 a.m. that I'm going to wake up to hear me some Erica Lynn, and I really appreciate the support and love that you guys always give to me. And I know it's not easy getting up to hear me on Friday mornings, which some of you probably are already up getting ready for work. However, I'm sure you like, I could be doing some things, and I could be doing some things on a Friday morning. But you guys take the time out to come and listen to me, and you didn't do this right, sir. You're going to do it again. And my producer, I love him to death, because I know his goals is not to get up every Friday morning and to tag everybody on the Erica Lynn page to let them know that I'm live, right? I'm sure he would love to watch the inside of his eyelids, but he has a greater purpose in helping me reach my goals so that I can help you all reach your goals. Yes. Good morning, Bear. How are you this morning? So starting to set personal goals is important. You set your personal goals on a number of levels. First, you create the big picture of what you want to do with your life, or over the next 10 years, for example, and identify the large scales of goals that you want to achieve. So what is the big picture that you want to achieve? You want the big house, you want the car, you want the husband, you want the wife, you want the kids. You know what they say, the white picket fence. You want that number one career that you want to be the CEO of the company, or perhaps you want to start your own company. And I know someone on here who has his own company, and I'm sure it was very challenging reaching that goal of starting your own company. And then there's probably times that, things just didn't go right. The weather was wrong, the timing was wrong, and you just like, I could just quit this and go and work for somebody else. And then you thought about that big picture that you had in your mind, that big picture that you said, this is why I wanted to start my own company, so that I can be a blessing to help other people. And so those are things that keep you focused on your goal when you think about that big picture. Just think about it. Just vision it. Walk around, ask yourself, what is the big picture that I want to achieve in my life? Then you break them down into smaller and smaller targets that you must hit to reach your lifetime goal. So you got the big picture. Now you got to break it down. How do I want to get to the big picture? Finally, once you have your plan, you start working on it to achieve those goals. This is why we start the process of setting goals by looking at your lifetime goals. Then we work down to things that you can do and say, maybe the next 5 years, the next year, the next month, the next week, or perhaps today. What can you do today to start moving you towards your goal? I want you to think about it like that. What can I do today to start moving me towards my goal? Good morning, Miss Cheatham. How are you? Good to have you here with us on the live this morning. And we're focused on setting our goals. But there's steps into setting your goals, like setting your lifetime goals. The first step in setting your personal goal is to consider, what do you want to achieve in your lifetime? Or at least by a significant distant age in the future. Setting lifetime goals gives you the overall perspective that shapes all the aspects of your decisions. To give a broad, balanced coverage of all important areas in your life, try to set goals in some of the following categories, or in other categories of your own, where these are important to you. So you want to think about the things that's important to you, or the things that you thought like, okay, you know, when you was a little kid and you was dreaming like, I want to grow up. When I grow up, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a respiratory therapist. I want to start my own business. I want to be a nurse. I just want to go around helping people in some fame of fortune. So those are goals that you have in your mind. And so now you got to think about how you want to reach them. But you also want to think about your career goals. What level do you want to reach in your career? Or what do you want to achieve? You know, again, like I said, do you want to be the CEO? Do you want to be a supervisor? Do you want to be the manager? Like, what level do you want to achieve? Do you want to just come in and take over their company, buy them and kick them out? You could do that too. Your financial goals. How much money do you want to earn? By what stage? How is this related to your career goals? So some people have career goals by opening like nonprofit agencies, going around helping everyone all over the world, and they don't think about the financial aspect, just having the basics to maintain their life, you know, maintain their living expenses and so on and so forth. But then you have other people who financial goals is to be financially free. And what does financially free mean to you? Not living paycheck to paycheck, having at least 6 months of income saved in case something happened, you can still go on and maintain your life and live. What is that financial goal for you? And at what stage do you reach that you feel you've achieved your financial goal? Education is important. Is there any knowledge you want to acquire in particular? What information and skills will you need to have in order to achieve your other goals? So how important is education to you? Do you want to get a associate's degree, a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, a doctorate, or do you just want to get a certification? It just depends. Like, I know people who are electricians, and from what I'm told, electricians makes really, really good money. Because it is kind of dangerous at times. You could touch the wrong socket and just shock yourself. Don't do that. Don't touch the wrong positive or negative or whatever. But anyway, some people, I've known people to go to school and obtain a certification in becoming an electrician, and they were able to start their own business and make really, really good money, because you have to go under an apprenticeship and learn a lot of details about heating and cooling and being an electrician. But what level of education do you want to achieve? What knowledge do you want to acquire? You know, so that's all up to you. Family. Do you want to be a parent? If so, how are you going to be a good parent? How do you want to be seen by your partner or members of your extended family? How important family is to you? I know that sometimes when people are trying to achieve their career goals, they tend to put things aside. But I just want to encourage you, no matter how far you're trying to go, what level you're trying to achieve in life, there's nothing more important than family. Because whether you up here today and down there tomorrow, your family will support you no matter what level you on. And I know my family has been there for me, supporting me no matter where I've gone, no matter how high I've been, no matter how low I've been. So for me, family is important. So I always like to encourage everybody to love on your family. You know, make sure family is a priority to you. Your artistic abilities. Do you want to achieve any artistic goals? Like, do you want to be a painter or artist, a singer or a dancer? Like, what level of artisticness do you want to achieve in your life? What type of goals do you want to set? Your attitude. Now, attitude, that is a big part of your mindset, holding you back. See, is there any part of it that the way that you behave can upset you or upset people? If so, set a goal to improve your behavior or find a solution to the problem. So if you're one of those people that like to just jump off and pop off because somebody say something to you, then you might want to put attitude adjustment on your goal board to help you figure out what you need to do to get a better attitude. And if you're a person that always look at things negative, you also want to put attitude on your board, because when you begin to achieve things in life, sometimes you never know when that blessing is going to come. But if you have a positive mindset and you know that it's coming, you might not know when it's coming, but it is coming. So you might want to put attitude on your goal board if you have a negative attitude and you need an attitude readjustment. So think about it. Physical, are there any athletic goals that you want to achieve, or any good health or old age habits that you want to fix? What steps are you going to achieve this in your life? See, physical health is important too, because we're running around here starting a company. We taking care of our kids, our husbands, our wives, our dogs, and you got to be in good health. And so if your health is deteriorating, then you need to put that on your goal board. What can I do to get my health in order? Do I need to seek out a naturopathic specialist because taking all this medication is making me tired? Like, what things can I do to help improve my physical health? So those are things that, so, you know, on your big goal, you like that I'm going to have good health. I'm going to have good health. So now you got to put your smaller goals on things that you need to do to help you get to that level of having good health. You know, going to your doctor's appointments, exercising, eating right. All those things are small goals that's going to help you to achieve your big goal of having good physical health. Pleasure. How do you want to enjoy yourself? You should ensure that some of your life goals, some of your life is for you. So in other words, if you just work all the time and you never get to enjoy life, then maybe you need to put that on your goal board. How can I have pleasure in life, right? And I could really personally attest to that, because I've been a mother since I was 18 years old. And my oldest son is now 23 years old. So I spent all my adult life being a mother, and I never really got to do the things that I wanted to do because I didn't do it in the order that, you know, quote unquote society say you should do it. Go to college, get married, you spend time with your husband first, then have kids. I was all out of order. And so my kids just happened to come first in life. So the things that a lot of people enjoy when they were in their early 20s, I didn't get to do it. I didn't get to travel around the world and go into all these foreign places. So you know what I did? My goal was, when my youngest child turned 18, that I was going to lose my mind. And I did just that. This year, I set for myself to go on 7 trips, no matter where they were. And I've already did 6 already, and it's now August. So between now and December, I'm going to do trip number 7. But I've been to Taiwan. I've been to Bahamas. I've gone camping. I've just done so much this year. I went to Tennessee with the ladies. Hey, ladies, shout out to all the ladies who went to Tennessee with me. We had an awesome time, right? It was a very healing experience. And so that was pretty powerful. Public service is something else that you can also put on your goals. Do you want to make the world a better place? If so, how? So for me, making the world a better place was putting on these events, motivating it to your purpose, where I get to come and help and inspire and motivate you to change your life, doing the women's retreat and not giving up, even when I don't feel like thousands of people are following me or thousands of people are being blessed. I feel that changing the world for me is, if I make a difference in one person's life, then I made a difference in the world. And so what is your public service? What is it that you want to do to make the world a better place? So now, after we discussed all of those things, I want you to spend some time brainstorming. These things that you've selected, like when you select one of the options that I gave you, then I want you to select one and put more goals in each category that best reflect what you want to do. Then consider trimming it again so that you have smaller number of smaller numbers so that you can really make significant goals that you can focus on. So I gave you a whole list of things that you can focus on, but then I want you to just slim it down, trim it so that you can focus on this one goal, one or two goals, and really hone in on them to make them grow, to make them what you want. As you do this, make sure that the goals that you have set are the ones that you genuinely want to achieve. Not the ones that your parents or your family or your friends or your employers want you to do, but the ones that you want. So if you have a partner, you probably want to consider what he or she wants also. However, make sure that you also remain true to yourself. So remember, remain true to yourself, even though these goals other people are going to be affected by the goals that you make, that you set for yourself. Still remain true to yourself. Lastly, there's 3 areas of goals that I just want to touch on because I know everybody got to get to work and things to do. But I want to talk about the 3 types of goals. Now comes the fun part. Like, this is fun, actually thinking about and establishing your goals. There are 3 types of goals based on time, focus, and topic. Number 1 will be time goals. Time goals are the ones we refer to as short-term or long-term goals. So an example would be having a short-term goal or learning how to make a roots with a long-term goal of learning how to make gumbo, right? So roots mean, mixing it up. So you have a goal of making gumbo, but you got to figure out, like, how do you make this gumbo? So the short-term goal is get the recipe and find somebody that will teach you, because you might not get it right away, but it might take you some practice. I've never even attempted to try to make gumbo. It just seems super complicated. On one aspect, it seemed like you could throw everything in the pot. But if you don't do it right and you don't have the right ingredients, then you're just throwing a bunch of stuff into a pot and you wasting your money, because from what I know, the experiences, the ingredients that go into gumbo, it's not cheap. It's pretty expensive. Also, I want you, number 2. So number 1 is time goals are the ones we refer to as short-term and long-term goals. So this is just to put it in perspective for you so you can understand the 3 type of goals. Number 2 would be focus goals. They remind me of a BBG goal, which is, for me, that stands for big bodacious goals. It's the one thing that's driving the majority of your decisions. So big bodacious goals, they're driving the majority of your decisions. For instance, I had a goal last year, which is true. I had a goal last year to write a book. It was a very, very big goal. It stressed me out pretty much. It was a huge endeavor that impacted many of my personal and professional decisions, because when I'm very honest and authentic with people, writing a book was a challenge because I struggled in English class. You asked me to write a paragraph, I would totally hyperventilate, let alone you talking about write a book. My grammar, I spoke a lot of broken English. I wrote probably worse than I spoke. I couldn't concentrate long enough to complete a lot of sentences when it came to on paper. And so writing a book was a really, really big goal for me. But then I just really, really focused, and I had a lot of encouragement and support, and people just really waiting to see what the book was going to be about. And when I really buckled down and I set my goal and I set the small goals to achieve it, I accomplished it. You guys see it right on the wall behind me. 7 Techniques of Healing. That was the first book of 7 that's to come. Excuse me. And so don't think that there's no goal that's too big that you can't reach it. Trust me. If I can write 7 Techniques of Healing and be a person that was intimidating by writing, then you can do anything that you set your mind to, Number 3 would be topic-based goals. Topic-based goals can be personal. They can be professional, career, and financial. Many of you have a goal to save a certain amount of money or to complete a leadership development program. These are goals that are important in certain aspects of your life. So time, focus, topic goals are mutually exclusive. We can have short-term goals, long-term career goals, and a personal BBG goal, big bodacious goals. But don't forget about the SMART goals, right? Because again, we talked about the SMART goals. So after you've established those 3 specific type of goals, now you want to deal into the SMART goals. You want to create a plan to make those goals happen. And the SMART goals helps you to create that plan of completing your goals. So you think of a plan as creating a series of objectives that will ultimately allow you to accomplish your goal. I'm a big fan of using SMART plans to achieve goals. See, SMART is an acronym. Here's one of many of the definitions. So remember we said, so number 1 will be specific, right? S and SMART, specific. What is the specific type of goal you're trying to accomplish? And be specific. So that's the S in SMART. Be specific. What is it specific that you're trying to accomplish? Measurable. How can you measure your success? Think about how you would know when you accomplish your goal. Actionable. What are the actionable steps, aka objectives, needed to achieve the goal? Break the goal into smaller steps. List every single step. There's no step that you shouldn't list, because when you come back and you look over your paper, you sometimes you write stuff or think about things and you forget what you said or what you thought. So write down everything that possibly is in your mind that's attached to this goal. Also, responsible. Who are the people that supports this goal? If you need the support of your manager, your co-workers, your friends, or your family, make notes if that's there. So if you're trying to achieve something and you know you need support, then write that down. Who do I need to help support me achieve this goal? What do I need to, who do I need to help me get there? So if you're a manager and you know that the big boss said that he want you to get something done and you know you can't accomplish it all by yourself, then it's your responsibility to reach out to your team and say, hey team, this is our team goal. Who and what part can you play to help me achieve this goal? It is okay to ask for help. You cannot do it all alone. You know what I mean? There's no I in team, right? So sometimes I know a lot of the most successful people in the world, they are successful because the team that was behind them, they didn't do all that work by themselves. They can't be on this side of the camera and run the cameras and do the production and do the editing and do the promotion. They can't do it all by themselves. There's a team that worked with them. So you want to find out what team members can help you in what areas, because you might not be strong enough in all these areas. And so you just hire somebody or ask other people to come and help you to achieve that goal. Last one is time bound. When do you want to achieve the goal? When is it that you want to get to that goal that you set for yourself? And so again, we talked about not allowing that time, though, to have such tight constrictions on you that you can't breathe. And if you don't achieve it at that time, then you drive yourself crazy. And then you be calling me, talking about, Erica Lynn, I need you to pray for me. I done stressed myself out. I didn't get to where I need to be, where I needed to be. So, but setting the time bound, it keeps you in perspective and keeps you aligned with your goals. So whenever I have a goal and I outline it on a sheet of paper and post it on my office wall, that way it's staring me in the face every day. Having a written plan helps me to achieve my goals. You can also keep a SMART plan outline in your book, like I said, or on your wall, just wherever you go. The important part is setting the goal, creating a plan, and holding yourself accountable for it. So again, today we focused on excuse me, my nose itching. We focused on setting goals, and we talked about areas in setting goals. Remember, career, financial, education, family, artistic, attitude, physical, pleasure, public service. Then we talk about brainstorming those things and creating the 3 types of goals. So you can write down the 3 types of goals that you need to get you there. Time goals are the ones we refer to as short and long-term goals. Focus number 2 was focus goals, to remind you of a BBG goal, which is big bodacious goal. And number 3 was topic-based goals, which can be personal, professional, career, and financially. And then lastly, the SMART goals, which is the plan to help you get there. So again, SMART stands for specific, measurable, actionable, responsible, and time bound. So these are all things that you can use. And if you want me to go in more detail, I perhaps going to have to break this down in a part 3 so that we can go into it even more. And this will be a 3-part series that you guys can use and refer back to when you're trying to accomplish your goals. And because I have many goals set for myself and helping you guys with your goals. And me studying and learning the information, that it also helps me with my goals. And so next year, like I set a time bound for next year to be to accomplish some of the things that I want to accomplish, that you guys will be able to see me step out bold, big, bold, bodacious, and beautiful in accomplishing my goals. But and so I'm not teaching you something that I'm not following myself. But I encourage everybody to share this video on your Facebook page. Say, hey, to everybody, this is Erica Lynn. She was just giving us some tools and tips so that we can set our goals and follow them in our life. And if you don't know how to set your goals, I shared them with you. So also, I'm on the YouTube channel. You can go on my YouTube channel, which is Erica Lynn Gillis. Click subscribe. Follow me, you guys. There's going to be awesome information that's going to come in the future. You all know that I'm on the gram. Go to One Step Beyond You on Instagram. Click like, follow, subscribe. I'm on the gram. I always like feedback from everyone. And as you all know, you're hearing me today on the One Step Beyond You page on Facebook. And so if someone has shared this page with you and you're not on One Step Beyond You, type in the number 1 step, STEPBEYOND, the letter U, and go over to the One Step Beyond You page on Facebook and click like or follow the page so that you can get the future updates of everything that's going to be on the One Step Beyond You page. Now, there's 2 announcements. Tomorrow, your girl Erica Lynn is in her first live stage play at Wayne State. The play is called Hollywood for Suckers. The play starts at 5:30. The doors open at 4. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at the live stage play. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to have fun doing it. I got my outfit together. I got this sharp. I'm an old 85-year-old old lady in one part of the play. But it's going to be fun. And don't forget to get your tickets to Motivating Into Your Purpose 2019, because I know a lot of you have a purpose that's inside of you and you're not living it. So that's why I'm teaching you this information about setting your goals, because it's going to align in your purpose. Because once you discover what your purpose is, now you got to figure out how to get there. So setting your goals is going to help you fall in alignment with discovering what your purpose is. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all October 12th. October 12th at 10 o'clock in the morning at Motivated to Your Purpose 2019. Get your tickets on Eventbrite, or you can go on the One Step Beyond You page on Facebook. I love you guys, and I'll see you there. And just remember, it only takes just one step beyond you. God bless you. See you next week.